In every life, there is a shadow. It's a whisper in the quiet moments, a knot in your stomach when you stand at the edge of something new. We call it fear. It's an ancient primal instinct designed to keep us safe. But in our modern world, this same instinct often holds us back, building invisible walls around our potential. The question isn't whether you feel fear. The question is, what do you do when you feel it? Do you let it define your boundaries, or do you use it as a compass, pointing you toward the exact places you need to go to grow? Today, we're diving deep into the 6 core fears that silently steer our lives, a powerful concept from Napoleon Hill's legendary book, Think and Grow Rich. And more importantly, we're going to forge the weapons you need to face them, not as a monster to be slain, but as an old guide to be understood and respectfully moved beyond. Let's start with the most pervasive of them all, the fear of poverty. This isn't just about not having enough money for rent. It's a deeper anxiety about worthlessness, about being left behind in a world that relentlessly measures success in financial terms. It's the entrepreneur who never launches their brilliant idea because they are terrified of losing their savings. It is the artist who takes a soul-crushing corporate job because the path of passion feels too uncertain. In our digital age, this fear is amplified. We scroll through feeds of curated success luxury travel, designer clothes, picture-perfect homes, and the gap between that illusion and our reality can feel like a chasm. This fear whispers that if you don't have wealth, you don't have value. It's a lie, but a powerful one. Next, we encounter the fear of criticism. This one is a social assassin. It's the reason you didn't speak up in that meeting, even though you had the perfect solution. It's why you hesitate to post your creative work online. You can already hear the negative comments, feel the sting of judgment. We are wired for connection, for belonging. Criticism feels like a threat to that belonging. In the age of social media, where anyone can be a critic from behind a screen, this fear has grown teeth. It tells you to play it safe, to blend in, to not make waves. But a life lived in fear of what others might say is a life lived in a very small, very gray room of someone else's design. Then, there's the fear of ill health. This fear lurks in the background, a constant hum of anxiety about our own fragility. It can manifest as hypochondria, an obsessive worry over every little ache and pain. Or it can be a broader dread of losing our physical capabilities, of becoming a burden. In a world with endless information, a simple Google search of a symptom can send us spiraling into a panic. This fear can paralyze us, preventing us from taking healthy risks, from traveling, or from fully inhabiting our own bodies. It's the fear of the machine breaking down, forgetting that the spirit within it is resilient beyond measure. Close on its heels is the fear of loss of love. This is a heart-wrenching fear, the terror of being alone, of being abandoned by those we cherish. It can make us cling too tightly in relationships, creating the very suffocation we dread. It can make us settle for a love that doesn't fulfill us, simply because the thought of being alone is too terrifying to face. This fear convinces you to hide your true self, to wear a mask, believing that if people saw the real you, they would leave. It's a deep-seated fear that we are, at our core, unlovable. And it's a fear that keeps true, authentic connection just out of reach. Then we have the fear of old age. This isn't just about wrinkles and gray hair. It's the fear of becoming irrelevant, of being left behind by a world obsessed with youth and novelty. It's the fear of our minds and bodies declining, of our contributions being forgotten. We see it in the frantic chase for anti-aging solutions and the societal tendency to sideline older generations. This fear whispers that your best years are behind you, that your time is running out. It robs us of the wisdom, peace, and perspective that can only come with time, convincing us to dread a natural process that could be a beautiful chapter of life. And finally, we arrive at the most profound fear of all, the fear of death, the great unknown. This is the ultimate fear of cessation, of non-existence. It's the bedrock upon which many other fears are built. We fear death, so we fear sickness. We fear death, so we fear taking risks. This existential dread can cast a long shadow over our lives, making us play it safe, making us postpone our dreams for a someday that may never come. It's the final boss of all fears, the one that asks the ultimate question: did you truly live? So, there they are, the 6 shadows that follow us. Now, let's turn on the lights. How do we defeat them? It's not about becoming fearless. That's a myth. It's about learning to act in spite of fear. First, you must identify your primary fear. Be brutally honest with yourself. Which one of these resonates most deeply with you? Is it the fear of criticism that keeps you small? The fear of poverty that keeps you stuck? Name it. Write it down. Look at it. Giving the monster a name is the first step to taming it. You can't fight an enemy you can't see. Second, practice the art of fear setting, a concept popularized by Tim Ferriss. Instead of just setting goals, define your fears. Take a piece of paper and write down the worst-case scenario if you were to do the thing you were afraid of. What would happen? Then, write down what you could do to prevent that from happening. And finally, write down what you would do to get back on your feet if the worst-case scenario actually came true. You'll often find that the potential fallout is far less terrifying than the vague, undefined dread in your mind. You are more resourceful than you think. Third, embrace microdosing courage. You don't climb Mount Everest in a single step. You build your courage muscle through small, consistent acts. If you fear criticism, start by sharing your opinion with a trusted friend. Then in a small group. Then in a larger meeting. If you fear poverty, start a tiny side project that costs almost nothing. Each small act of bravery in the face of fear rewires your brain. It teaches your nervous system that you can handle this, that you can survive and even thrive. Fourth, change your information diet. Fear thrives on negative input. If you're constantly consuming news about economic collapse, you'll amplify your fear of poverty. If you're doom scrolling through medical forums, you'll feed your fear of ill health. Curate your feed. Follow people who inspire you. Listen to podcasts that empower you. Read books that expand your mind. Control the input, and you begin to control the output of your thoughts. And finally, redefine your relationship with failure. Our culture treats failure like an endpoint. It's not. It is data. Every time you try something and it doesn't work, you've learned something valuable. The most successful people on earth are the ones who have failed the most. They just didn't quit. They saw failure not as a judgment on their worth, but as a stepping stone on the path to success. When you stop fearing failure, you unlock a superpower. Fear is a part of the human experience. It will always be there, sitting in the passenger seat of your car. But you have to be the one driving. You have to be the one who decides the destination. Your dreams, your potential, your most vibrant and authentic life. They all live on the other side of fear. Don't let a shadow drive your life. Take the wheel. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, subscribe to our channel Greatness Quest Archive and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Let's build a community that chooses courage over comfort. See you in the next one.